Who's this person? Are you off on work today?
Yeah, I just got off. So here.
Where do you, yeah, please have a seat. Comfortable. All right, so you just got off from work and you're over here?
Yeah.
Nice, that's awesome. Okay, cool. I wanted to ask you, you're a Straight Talk customer?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you had service with us for?
I think I'm going on my third year.
Your third year? What do you, so 3 years is like quite some time. So what do you like about Straight Talk?
I like that you can just pay 1 year in advance. It's really affordable. And recently, what you guys have been doing, or I don't know if you work for them or just maybe aside from them, but what the company's been doing well was they're increasing the gigabytes.
Okay.
So the data.
Nice.
Because that was one of my first complaints. Like the first year I had it, it just wasn't enough. And I think they doubled it, and now they added it.
Okay.
Something like that. Because I was thinking about canceling.
Really?
The actual thing after my first year, because it just wasn't enough.
How much data were they offering then compared to now?
I don't remember, but I know they doubled it. And now it's like 22 gigabytes, I think, I want to say, or 15, something like that. So now it's enough for me.
You said you buy for the year?
So I buy the whole year, right? So it's like $4.95, I think that's what it is. I don't remember. But you buy the whole thing, and then every single month they give you the same amount of gigabytes per month.
Okay.
But the first year it wasn't that great.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. All right. So, and what type of device do you use with the Straight Talk?
iPhone.
You use your iPhone? Let me
Yeah.
see. Are you, okay. And if you were to upgrade, like, where would you get your next device from?
I typically buy them right off of Apple.
And then,
Yeah, because that's why I'm not attached to any carrier. I like the fact that you can take this to Straight Talk.
Okay,
So I definitely would probably buy from that.
awesome. I think aside from like pricing, what's your experience been like with Straight Talk?
It's been good. I don't think I have any reliability issues.
Okay.
The only thing, like I told you at the beginning, was they didn't give enough data. But now I think it's not that. Other than that, it's good. I do have a problem with the actual app. The app never works.
The Straight Talk app?
Yeah.
So what about it doesn't work?
It never lets you log in. Like you put your password and it just doesn't do anything.
Have you tried to resolve that like elsewhere or like?
No, because I tried calling once and they just didn't get on the phone. So I typically go to the website and I log in through the website. So there my password works.
But not on the app?
Not on the app. It's strange. I don't know what it is. And you're not allowed to like paste your actual password because I'm thinking maybe it's case sensitive or whatever. But it's not. That's not the case. It just doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since you've been with Straight Talk for a few years now, have you heard of 61611?
Yes.
Have you?
Use that.
What is 61161?
So I use it to get my usage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it that much anymore because they've increased it.
Okay.
But that first year I would use it a lot. Because after that they throttle you down.
Oh, for 61611?
So no, I'm talking about Straight Talk with throttle.
Oh, okay.
The 6111, whatever that's called, you type in usage and it sends you like how much you have left in your plan.
Nice. Is that the only transaction you would use 61161 for?
Yeah, that's the only one that I mainly use it for. But I know, like, I think you can get like your billing, but I pay 1 year in advance. I don't have a monthly one, so I don't use it for that.
I see. Have you, let me see, and your experience with usage has been, like, how has that been for you?
The what?
Like using 6161 to get your usage?
It's responsive. It's like literally like within a second.
Okay. All right. So for our purpose of our test, we have an Android phone. It's not an iPhone.
Okay.
But let's turn it on right here. So just to start off the test, I'd like you to send a text message. So you can go ahead and navigate as you normally would.
I don't know how to use Android.
It's okay. You know, if you have any questions, let me know.
Is it locked? Oh, so I've done one there. Yeah, I have the Face ID thing. What is that you want me to do?
I just go to the home page, click the little circle, and send a text message. And let me know when you're ready, and I'll give you the phone number just to test.
Okay, what's the phone?
786-815-0157. And in the body of the message, type hello.
How do I get to the body of the message?
What will be your next step? Okay, it works. All right, cool, nice. So we just spoke about 611, 611 and your experience using it. I wanted to see how you would navigate a few tasks using the service.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, if you had a question about like your device, how would you get help from 611, 611?
So you want me to give you an example?
Sure. Exactly how you would navigate it.
Oops.
Are you having trouble?
Yeah, I don't know where the body is on this. I don't use Android. So.
And it feels different than
Just-
iOS for sure.
Everything is different. I'm not sure if you guys are trying to promote this, but it's horrible.
I'm sorry you're feeling that way. It's just a different operating system, so.
Yeah, but you can't even see where the body's at.
Oh, actually, let me see, hold on, because I can see what you're looking at. Let me make sure something's not going on here. Okay, here.
Where's the line?
What are you seeing on your screen?
We're gathering your information. Once it's ready, we'll send it to you via text.
Okay, so you see, let me take a look. I think there's a delay on what's being shared with me, because it actually looks quite different than what I can see here. Let me just double check on something technically, and I will be right back.
Sounds good.
Thank you for your patience. That device is actually malfunctioning, so I traded in for a different one. So if you can walk me through exactly what you did before we switched the phones out.
Okay.
The scenario was that you wanted some information about your device or you needed help with something. What would you do? Okay, so you texted usage to 611, 611.
Mm-hmm.
Since the essentially, like, the question I asked was pretty vague. Could you tell me why you use the word usage, like, when you were asking for help?
Because that's primarily the help that I would need, just to find out how much usage I have left.
Okay.
But I know some people use it for like coverage or things like that.
Okay.
But I never really, I always have the coverage.
So if you needed to find, okay, so I guess it's gathering information. Have you seen this text before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so typically that's what I got, and then maybe a minute later, it sends whatever you have.
Okay. If you needed to find out something else aside from usage from 6161, what would you?
Would probably do help if that's something that you can probably do.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so that's the response that sent it to me.
Which word do you think prompted that specific response?
Chat.
Chat?
Yeah, like on this photo.
Mm-hmm. So you used a word, let me see, check your word. Okay, so you're seeing this, what does this mean to you?
This usage is a response to, I guess, what I sent.
Okay.
Check your data usage. And if I want to speak to someone, I guess, live, I just hit chat.
What do you think would happen if you hit chat?
I would probably get someone on the other end.
It would be someone on the other end? And how would you be communicating with that person?
Via text.
Via text? Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Okay, so you used help. That would be your second go-to after usage. And usage is the type of help you primarily need.
Yeah.
What would you do if you wanted to add a ad service or a refill service?
Or enroll or add. Refill. Has to be a keyword. So, try all of them.
You'll try all of them? Is that how you figured out 611, 601? Like, how do you assume that?
611, I went online and then it said to use a keyword usage.
Okay. But in this scenario, I thought it was kind of funny you said, I'll try them all. Like, what words, like, where would you come up with, like, terms to, like, use for this?
Well, based on what you just said, I thought it was a keyword, and it seems like it just follows keywords.
Okay.
There you go. Refill, so that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right. So, well, since we ended up here, I actually have a service plan pin you can use. What would you do next to?
Since you turned it sideways, I'd probably take a photo of it. I don't know if that probably works. Or let me just read it first. Maybe that's what I think I did.
Up to you.
Do you want me to scratch this?
How would you go about the scenario if you had a pin in person and you wanted to refill your service? Like, what would you do?
Hey, I don't think I've ever had this.
No?
No.
Where do you usually? Oh, well, you said you buy
I
it.
do the annual one, yeah.
But you buy it online, or?
That one I do online, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, in that case, yes, you can scratch that off. You're allowed to. So it's just a different format.
Yeah. So I guess this is why I don't do the monthly one. I don't understand why people do the monthly one. The yearly one comes out less. And do the calculations.
So it depends on, maybe it's a matter of preference.
Okay. But most people go to these types of organizations because they want to save money.
I think it just depends on preference, maybe financial situations, just a guess.
You turn this on.
So what just happened?
So it gave me a reply that your card was added. That's it, it's been added already.
Okay. So you're assuming that, so you said it's been added, what do you mean by that?
Whatever this plan is, 30-day plan. 30-day plan.
Okay, all right. So if, let's say another scenario using the 6161 channel, you wanted to find out details about your plan. How would you go, what would be your next step to find out? Like, find out information regarding that.
Just type the word detail. Plan detail. Let's just do chat. Oh, that's the services. There we go. You can tell me that I don't read everything. I skip half of the things.
You skip half of, you don't, why don't you read through the text messages?
I don't know. It's just I think it takes too long.
It takes too long?
Yeah. It's like instructions. I just look at photos.
Oh. So when you receive instructions, you prefer photos, or you just?
Or something that's like a one-line thing.
Ah.
Not like a whole paragraph.
Okay.
I don't like to do that it's in English and Spanish at the same time.
You don't like that?
No, it should either be, do you prefer to, I guess, have the navigation go through English or Spanish? And
Okay.
then from that route, do that.
Okay.
Okay, so what were you asking me for?
And if you wanted to find out details or information about your plan, like the plan you're currently using.
Okay.
Hey, what's good?
So I'm just going to ask one thing, because I know that you've been sending a whole lot, and you've been getting a lot of messages. What I'd like to do is to definitely, Denise asked to fulfill a specific task and you want to look for plan, but I'd like to see if in any of the messages that you received, if there's anything else that you could do in order to try to get assistance with what she is asking you to do.
Well, I tried. I typed chat and nothing happens.
Okay, so let's look to see, with these, they're wonky. You got either power button.
Yeah,
It's like completely anti-intuitive.
and they
So one option was chat. Let's see if there's anything else that you could possibly try, because chat didn't work. So let's see, just based on everything that you received since you've been typing, in any of the messages that you received since you've been typing, is there anything else that could possibly help you complete the task that you're trying to complete? And we'll give you a couple of minutes to figure that out.
helped before. I mean, I'm not sure what you guys want me to do. It just keeps showing the same two photos.
Okay.
So it refers from help to chat, so I'm not sure what you're looking for.
Okay. So in that case, so you were looking through the messages and didn't find any verbiage that was helpful for you. In this case, like I'm just gonna ask like one more question before I guess prompting you forward. If you wanted to find out how to how do I say this? So there's nothing here that's helping you.
No, well, at least it's not helping me, or maybe I just don't understand it.
Okay. Is this a channel that you would use, like, otherwise, aside from usage or the tasks that we're giving you on hand, like giving you?
No.
No? Okay. If you wanted to learn more about it, what would you do?
If I wanted to learn more about what specifically?
61161.
I just click on the photo. By mistake. Okay, so what there shows a list of keywords. That's a glossary. 90% of the users are not going to read all this.
So let's go ahead and use the keyword star,
Okay.
just to get that message.
Okay. So what do you, moving forward, so what do you see from this listing here? Like, what are your impressions?
It's too much. This is like perfect, but it doesn't make any sense.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go through everything and look for whatever you're trying to find. I think it's just too much.
What would you recommend, like, would make that experience better, what you're looking at right now? Like, what improvements would you make to this page?
I think I would limit the amount of functions available. There's just too many.
Okay. All right. Okay, so so we just navigated through 61611 with little prompting. Just wanted to see how you problem solve through it. So let's go back to the 61161 in the messaging. And we're going to have you text the keyword star to start the next phase of the study.
Do you want me to put asterisk or?
No, just star. Just type the word. Okay. So what do you think just happened? Tell me what you see and how you're interpreting this.
I guess this is an automated service.
Okay. Automated service that might do what?
I guess assist me in a better way rather than having to type something.
Okay. How would you access that information? So how did you know it was going to assist you in a better way?
One of the things came down, but I don't know where it went.
You don't know where it went?
Yeah, three of them came back to back and I wasn't finished with the first one. How do I look at the little drop downs?
Oh, okay, so the drop downs are, okay, so those are notifications that came in. So, oh, and you're not an Android user, so you would scroll down and see the notifications there. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
But where do you think those notifications were housed?
I don't know.
actually just go back to your messages. So just exit out of there. Do you see anything different than what you've seen before?
Start chat.
I'm sorry, repeat that please.
Start chat.
Okay, so start chat. Okay. Actually click on the Straight Talk Wireless one. So what do you see here?
A couple different tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Slide through the options to get started.
So I
it's asking me to choose an option.
Okay. So when you see each tile, what does it say and what does it mean to you when you see the tiles?
The first one is my service. It's telling me details about my service, costs, the speed, the data plan.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is data usage.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is refill. Fourth one is support.
Okay.
This is a lot better than the texting.
So why do you like this better than the texting?
Because it's in tiles, so it's separated. So it makes it easier to figure out what you want. And I guess it's in command, so if that's something that's going to prompt you to do something else, rather than the other one where I was just typing back and forth. I don't even know when I kept, I guess, doing so many different messages, which one referred to which. So it's the hierarchy or the order got lost.
Okay.
It's just completely, it's a lot cleaner.
Okay. That's interesting to know. So you see these options that are presented here. Is there anything aside from what's presented to you that you might also want to see with regards to your Straight Talk service? If there isn't, it's okay. I was just wondering if there's something else that's of interest to you.
Let's see. No, I think that's pretty good. I don't think you want to bombard people so much. You want to keep it simple. Because you don't want to do everything through a phone. There's other things that you won't have to necessarily do through a phone. You can do it through the website, but the quick things that don't require so much, this is ideal.
Okay. All right. So let's go through a series of tasks that we can complete through this STAR experience we have here. What would you use to find out about your service plan? Like, find out about your service plan.
My service.
Okay. Why?
Because it's telling me the information.
Okay. And you tapped on the image. Could you tell me a little bit about that? Like why you tapped on it, as opposed to maybe another action? I'm just curious.
I don't know, because I guess since there's a person on there, it's going to tell me about my personal service or the details of my plan.
Okay, that's cool. All right. So that's where you would find information about your service plan. All right. And you have a scenario, you want to refill or add service to your phone. Where would you go to accomplish that?
Same one, since it says refill right there.
Since it says refill on the
Wait
bottom.
a second. It says refill, refill plan. Well, it depends if I want to refill, I guess, a whole plan, or if I want to refill just like a portion of it. So if I wanted to just add on data, I would probably do this one.
Okay. Add-on data, so you said refill under the data menu is data, and then what would be under that menu?
I think this would probably be like an actual plan, like if you wanted to apply a new monthly plan, you would probably do this one.
Okay.
Or if you wanted to upgrade or change, I guess you would do this, to change your actual service plan.
Okay. So then, all right, so let's add another service into your account. Guide me through the steps that you would take to do that. I had to find it really like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been easier.
I know, I'm not trying to make your life hard here. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Just once. I don't know what I did.
Yeah, probably just tap on the circle to go back to the home page and go to the messaging app. Okay, could you tell me what just happened?
Nope, it went too fast.
It went too fast?
Yeah. How do I get to the little messages? The notifications. So it's I had 5 minutes to my reserve.
You've added, could you repeat that for me?
I've added 5 minutes to my reserve.
You've added 5 minutes to your reserve?
Yeah.
Could you tell me why, like, so you've added 5 minutes to your reserve? And
I know it's saying wait 5 minutes if you want to. If you buy benefits, wait 5 minutes if you want to add this card from the reserve.
is that verbiage clear or is it confusing?
It's very confusing.
How so? Could you explain to me why it was confusing? Like I can empathize for sure.
Wait 5 minutes if you want to add this card for your reserve. I don't know, I guess it should just say something like, okay, pending or added already or something like that, instead of having so many different words. And what are you adding? Are you adding this whole class? I'm not sure what's being added.
What does benefits mean to you?
So I guess it's this right here, adding the 30-day plan
Okay.
to my reserve. But I still don't know what that means.
I do not know. Oh, so I was about to ask, like, what do you think reserve might mean?
I have no idea. I mean, to me, if it's a reserve, if I want to add another gig of data, then I guess you can add that to your reserve. But if you're buying a whole plan, you're not really buying a reserve. You're replacing it. I don't know.
So if you buy a plan, it would replace with your current plan.
I'm assuming, or I don't know how they would add that on. But
Okay.
here it says you're buying a plan.
Okay. And then there it says reserve. So could you explain like the disconnect again for me?
So the reserve to me would be if you're adding like more data to your actual existing plan.
Okay.
So you have a current reserve, maybe the balance is running low, and you're adding on to it, versus you're just buying a plan.
Okay. All right. So say now at this point you've used YouTube for like the weekend or something. You've like watched a lot of video or Netflix, and you want to see how much data you've used. Where would you go now?
Okay, it tells me right here you've used about 155 megabytes.
Okay. Is that sufficient for you, or is there anything else you need to look at?
No, that's the only thing that I would want to see.
Okay. All right. So now say you have a question that you haven't been able to look up or find the answer for. I'd like you to try to use this Star Chatbot to help you call an agent. Okay, so you selected Express Help. Could you tell me why?
I
What
guess the keyword express, I want it as soon as possible.
You want it fast? Okay. And what do you think will happen with the Express? Like once you click, aside from quick service, like what else comes to your mind when you clicked on Express Help?
I guess it skips, like, sometimes when you call someone, there's like a prompt that they need to follow. And if you've gone through all the prompts and there's no solution, it just takes you directly to a source because whatever they have in the system obviously doesn't work. So I guess that's something that comes to mind for me.
Okay.
To just expedite whatever I feel I need help with rather than having to go through prompts.
Okay, so what are we looking at now?
Frequent asked questions. Yeah, this doesn't really help me.
Okay. Well, we can go back. All right, so you selected on Express Help to try to reach an agent. How was that experience for you?
It didn't work. It kind of reminds me of the old way of having to text or having to go through that, I guess, that listing of things.
Okay. Is there any other steps you try to take
Do
or?
they contact us now?
Okay. So say it didn't work out, what would you do? Oh, well, we're here at this page. What would you do now?
I prefer to chat with someone.
Chat with an agent?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you like to chat with an agent?
I don't like calling. Just it's a waste.
It's a waste.
Yeah, there's no paper trail to it. I like it when you call someone, not when you call, when you chat with someone and they send you the transcript wherever you're at. I
Okay.
don't know if this does that, but I like when they do that.
Okay. All right.
In the event that, there's like a disagreement or something was promised and not delivered.
Okay. And if you wanted to speak with an agent, where would you go? Or what would you do?
I'm assuming it's call us.
Okay.
It's physical.
All right. Okay. And you said it's a physical number. Why?
The little icon.
All right. So we're still in the STAR experience. You want to, you have an account, you have Straight Talk, you are accruing points and rewards, or you would like to start. How would you sign up for those rewards?
Express Help.
Okay. So how would Express Help assist you with finding out about your rewards or signing up for a rewards
I'm
program?
going to look through their list of things, see if it's there.
Okay.
Through the long list.
What do you think about the options that are?
I think it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think are the most important things you would keep on this page, like that are important to you?
I guess general information.
Okay.
And the 6-in-1 services. I don't know what the troubleshooting does. Maybe the troubleshooting.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Okay. So let's navigate back to the start. And okay, you've redeemed a pin. You've added a pin to your reserve and you'd like to use that PIN, how would you accomplish that?
I thought I'd already used it. The actual PIN.
Okay.
This PIN, right?
Okay, so you said you already used that PIN to what?
To add?
To your account?
Yeah.
You did.
So what is it that you want me to do now?
The task is you wanted to add a PIN from your reserve. How would you accomplish that?
Add from my reserve.
So what do you think is happening now? Because I know you had some confusion as to what a reserve might have meant to you. What do you think this text message means?
So I guess this means that this was not used, it was just somehow put in a bank or whatever.
Okay.
And whenever I want to use it, I guess I can go ahead and use it.
Okay, that's an interesting perspective. So before, just to clarify, you, and correct me if I'm wrong, you thought that you had redeemed it before.
Yeah.
And then when it said reserved, there was a misunderstanding because it said reserve, but you activated at that moment. Is that correct, or am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and now what I'm understanding is I guess you were just reserving this slot somewhere, but it wasn't used, or it's not being redeemed. So I
Potentially.
guess now you have to redeem it.
Okay.
You can add it, or whatever you want to say.
Okay.
So I guess you would add from reserve.
How does this message,
This is horrible.
really?
Yeah, this is just like the old thing that they used to do, where if you bought a new plan, it would replace your old plan. So if you,
Okay.
let's say, if you only use 10% of it, you would lose the other 90%.
If you bought it,
If you
replace it?
bought, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a bad practice, but I guess you're just trying to make more money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say in the, this is not something you personally do because you already have a plan in place, but say there was a situation you might want to redeem other benefits or another plan. Hit yes. Like say there was a scenario where that would make sense.
Okay.
But it's good to know that you personally would not do that. Okay, so what has happened now?
Great, I've added your benefits. It will take up to 5 minutes for your benefits to show up.
Okay. All right, so, and that means,
It's been redeemed.
all right, so you're in the rewards program, you've been accruing points, you want to check your point balance that you have at this point.
I don't think we ever found out why this didn't.
Okay, so I know you haven't found it. You did go to Express Help, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So
If there was something specific to rewards, where would you put it to make it easier to find? Like,
I
what
would
would you?
create another tab.
You'd create another tab?
Yeah.
Okay, and why would you create another tab?
I don't know, because it doesn't fit into my service, any of the other categories. I mean, I guess it can go in support, but I guess that's something that people want to use, so you want it front-facing rather than having to dig it out through another tab.
Okay, all right, it's interesting to know. So, are you gonna see, so you haven't found it, so
No, you want me to look for it? I
would
think
you be
it's-
open to looking for it?
I think it's in here somewhere. Maybe under products. I don't know. It's not a product.
So you hit Express Help, right?
Yeah.
How would you feel at this point, since you haven't found it yet, in a real-life scenario?
I wouldn't even go through it. I would go online.
Okay.
Because online it shows clearly.
Online from what type of device?
From a desktop or a laptop.
And online being, like, what source would you go to? So you said on a desktop or laptop.
You would go to straighttalk.com, you would log in, and then there's a section there for rewards.
Okay.
You can also do it through the app when it allows you to log in.
Nothing found. Okay. Well, with regards to STAR, we're done, but I did want to ask you a few questions to conclude this. So if let's revisit this. If there was a task that you're not able to accomplish yourself, just in general, how would you go about finding the information you need and the help you need?
Well, first I would go through the tiles and see if I can find it myself. If I can't find it and I see there's too many options, then I'd probably go online. And the last thing I want to do is call someone.
The last thing you want to do is call somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Outside of the STAR, outside of using like the STAR, like 611 and 611, what would be, like in a broader scope, like how would you get help?
I guess call.
You would call?
Yeah, probably. I mean, but I don't really use the rewards, so I don't think that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to limit the amount of stuff that you offer people, like on certain things like this, because like not a lot of people look at it. Mostly everyone's going to be looking at their coverage or their usage.
Okay.
And I've never used a reward feature for this stuff. I've seen it, but I've never used it because I don't care too much about it. So
Okay.
I guess if it's something that I need to do and I can't find, I'm going to definitely call.
Okay. All right. What were your initial thoughts about the STAR chatbot?
I like it. I like the tiles. It makes everything a lot cleaner and simpler.
Okay.
I felt like an idiot when you were first telling me to do the usage and text, and I guess the first option, or the old way of doing things.
With 611, 619?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And I thought I knew it since I only did the usage, but I guess I didn't know the other key phrase.
okay. Okay, so.
So I guess the learning curve is a lot quicker with tiles.
Okay. Let's talk about the clarity of options in the Straight Talk STAR menu, chatbot. Were the options clear for you, or was there some confusion, or were you okay? Like,
well, everything was clear except the redeem and the reserve, I guess. I didn't interpret real well.
okay.
Other than that, I guess the tiles were self-explanatory. The support tile is not that great though when you go into it because it just shows you a laundry list of things. But the other ones seem more simple. And I like the little options that it gives you in the bottoms where it, I guess, does the bubble things, whether it's yes or no or whatever other functions. The support didn't do that one. It just takes you to a different page.
Okay.
So once you go to a different landing page and you see a crap load of options, it just takes away from the actual app.
You mentioned the bubbles. Like, so why did you respond well to the bubbles?
Because they're prompting you to do something instead of command function or something.
Okay.
There wasn't any command functions with the support.
I see. Okay. And did you find this tool useful?
Yes, except the support.
Except the support. If you had to choose between 611 and STAR chatbot, which one would you prefer?
I think in general terms, people are going to like more of the StarBot.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, since I only use usage, I'm only going to use the 611.
Oh,
I think it's going to be
okay.
easier, but I can see why the other one's going to be a lot better.
Okay.
Because after going through that first initial exercise when you were asking me all that for stuff, I just couldn't find it.
I mean, we leave it open-ended because, I just wanted to see how you would navigate, but that's, like you said, a learning curve.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So you're choosing personally 611 or
I don't want to say that. I think
Or star.
I would use a star.
you would use the STAR?
Yeah, because I guess at one point I'm going to want to see something else. But at this point, I only look at usage.
Okay. In your experience today, were there any transactions that were challenging for you?
Yeah, trying to find that rewards. I couldn't find that.
Okay.
And then you saw when I went to support and I typed in the thing, it said no results. So I don't know where it's buried. It's probably linked in a different top.
Potentially. Are there any changes or improvements that you would recommend for the STAR chatbot?
I'd probably do like color coding. Do the tiles a different color.
Okay. how, like, what do you mean by like color? What would the colors, like, what would the importance of the colors be?
I don't know, I just think that, as someone's trying to learn an application and you put a color like memory test, like tell you, okay, this one's going to take me directly to this one. So you don't even have to read something, but since you saw a color, you can associate it to something. So maybe that's why I would probably do color coding. Like when you see a stop sign, or when you see something red, or you see a signage, you know that it's danger or cautious or something like that.
Okay.
So it could be in a different language, but since it's the same thing with color, I'd probably do that.
All right. Let me see. Would you recommend this our chatbot to anybody else?
Yeah, I would. I'd probably take off the support function, but it was good.
Okay. What would you why would you say it was good, like when recommending it, if you recommended it?
Because the tile experience was a lot easier. I think this would have gotten a lot clearer too if you would have used an iPhone. This was just very challenging. I think that was the hardest part of the whole thing. Using Android.
Using an Android?
Yeah.
So if it's on iPhone?
I've never used an Android, so I don't even know how to navigate some of those things.
Okay, and I mean, it is a different operating system, so. Okay. So the type of like tool and functionality that this is there like a term or a word that you'd use to describe it if you were describing it to someone? Like, oh, I use star, it's a blank.
Automated service? I don't know if it's automated that much. Prompt service? I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Tile service? I have no idea. I don't know what I would call it.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted to see if maybe like something came to mind.
Yeah.
But other than that, let me see if maybe my colleagues may have some more questions. I'll be right back. Okay, we're all set. We're set to go. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I hope that was helpful.
No, you're definitely a help, honestly. Like,
Okay.
we value everyone's opinion and just the way it is. So it's actually very helpful.
Get rid of that Android phone.
Get rid of the Android.
I've never used it. I don't think I ever wanted to.